Hello student. In this video, we will learn next points from this chapter. That is about one is as a chipset. Here we will see functions, attributes of chipset only. Now, what is a chipset? Chipset, it is one of the another electronic component, and it is used to control the flow of data. Now, which flow of data? So it will manage the flow of data between processor, memory, and peripherals. So this chipset diagram here, you can see pictorially how it looks. This is a chipset. Now this chipset divided into two parts, one as in a north bridge and another one as in a south bridge. So this north bridge, it will links the CPU, links to CPU, RAM, graphics controllers. And this south bridge, it will connect to the lower speed peripherals buses such as PCI and the ISA buses. Now this motherboard, you can see the motherboard picture and a typical Pentium chipset, north bridge and the south bridge. Now this north bridge, just I told you that it is connected to microprocessor, that is your CPU processor, then it is connected to the RAM and the cache. Now it carries a high speed of information, so it is used to control the flow of data with a high speed. And second chipset, south bridge, it is connected to whom? To this ROM BIOS that is used to load basic input output information, to load your boot to your system, and another one as in a PCI and ISA slot, bus slots. Now, what are the characteristics or the attributes that it controls all input output operations? So it is used to manage the data flow, multiplexing as it is pass the data to multiple devices. So it will multiplex the data. Then data transfer used for the data transfer. It acts as a memory controller as it is passing data to memory. So this IDE controller for also even from the memory, this data will be passed to with the help of bus. It will be passed to the hard disk. So IDE controller, PCI bridge, the south bridge is connected to this PCI and the ISA Express. It is also acting as a DMA controller, then keyboard controller, mouse controller, as the peripheral devices are connected through the south bridge, cache controller, and the CMOS. It is also supporting for the CMOS SRAM. So CMOS, that is, you know that it is for you can set up the system date and time with the CMOS. So basically chipset, it is one of the electronic component. So remember that one, and it is used to control the data flow between the different peripherals. Now these different peripherals, according to the speed of that data flow, divided this chipset into two parts, one as in a north bridge and second one as in a south bridge. South bridge for flowing, controlling the data for low transfer within low transfer rate, and here it is north bridge for this high transfer rate. So this is about the chipset. Next, we will see about the ROM BIOS. So ROM means read-only memory, and this point includes the ROM containing the information of the BIOS. BIOS means basic input output system. Now, in last chapter, we already have learned about the BIOS working. So just we will revise this concept. What is a BIOS? BIOS, it is used to hold the input output system information of your computer. And when you start your system, then first of all, BIOS will look for the peripherals, all the peripherals are connected or not. If it is connected properly, then it will load the operating system kernel into your RAM, into memory. And from the memory, first it will start the initialization process of your kernel, and all simultaneous next processes will be get started from the RAM into the processor, and your system will be get start. So in this way the BIOS works, or use of the BIOS. Now once you store that BIOS into the ROM, it said that it cannot be get changed. So ROM, it is in a permanent, it's only read only memory, you cannot change it. But there may be the situation that we need to update this RAM. Now, what can be the situation? Suppose we have purchased this BIOS or this computer in this year 2020 or 2021, and in after 10 years, I want to update. So this BIOS is not supporting for after 10 years technology. Then in that case, we have to update the BIOS. Now we can update the BIOS with the help of the ROM, but your ROM should be the erasable ROM. Then you can update it. Here in this notes have given some example, as suppose your BIOS is very old version and it is not supporting for booting from pen drive, booting from external cards or the external FireWire drives. Then in that case, we have to update the BIOS. We have to change the BIOS. Example is that ASUS Flash is used to update the BIOS on the ASUS motherboard. Now, how exactly BIOS tool works? So this BIOS, you can rewrite it. It will delete the old content and old BIOS content, and just it will be replaced with the new BIOS content completely. So this ROM should be of the category as a EEP ROM. So you know these different ROMs. ROM read-only memory, PROM programmable read-only memory, EPROM erasable programmable read-only memory, and electronically erasable programmable read-only memory. So with the help of electric charges change, we can erase this ROM. So if you are having a EEPROM, then you can erase the old BIOS and you can change with the new BIOS, new basic input output system program. This is a picture of your ROM. Here you can store your BIOS program. Next one, it is about the Flash ROM. Now the name Flash ROM, you know, read-only memory. Flash, it is for update. So if you want to update the content of the ROM, then you can use a Flash also. It is a latest technology. So rather than using EEPROM, we can use this Flash ROM. Now, how exactly this Flash ROM works? So it stores data in the form of transistors or with the help of the transistors, floating gate transistors. Now, what is in a transistor? Transistor, this part you have learned in the basic electronics. Still, let's discuss about the transistor. Transistor means it is one of the basic electronic component, and it is used to amplify the signal, or it is used to switch some signals. Now, amplify signals means suppose you are using a headphone. Every one of you are using a headphone. So this headphone, if you want to increase or decrease the sound, then in that case, this increasing and decreasing sound contains one electronic component, and that is nothing but the transistors. Now, this with the help of the transistor, you can decrease the sound level or increase the sound level, amplify the sound level. This is the use of the transistor. Another that switch that you want to rewrite or switch from bytes 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, then we can use the transistor. It will transit from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0 signals. How exactly your data stored into memory? It is stored in the form of the 0 and 1. So there are so many transistors, floating gate transistors are there, and with the help of the transistors, you can change this data of 0, 1. So advantage is that you can delete or rewrite the blocks of around 512 bytes at a time. And in case of EEPROM, you can delete and write only 1 byte of data at a time. So you can compare it. With the EEPROM, only we can write or we can rewrite 1 byte at a time. And here, for Flash ROM, we can rewrite up to 512 bytes of data. So it's very faster to use a Flash ROM than the EEPROM. Its access time is also very high. That is up to 45 to 90 nanoseconds. So within a nanoseconds, you can access 45 nanoseconds, you can access your data. This is a picture shows Flash ROM. example that where it can be used for your storing your data into the USB drive, for storing this information. Then MP3 players, in digital cameras you can use it, modems we can use it, SSD, this is one type of hard drive. Here you can use this flash ROM to store the data. Even the BIOS of many latest computers or the modern computers are storing the data in the form of the flash memory. So I think you understand the concept of the flash. Flash means just if we want to change. Now, what we want to change? We want to change the content. Now, here we are discussing about the ROM, because ROM, it is only a read-only memory. But if we are using a flash ROM, then we can change the data. And how exactly it is changing? It is changing with the help of the transistor. And how many bytes we can change at a time? 512 bytes we can change at a time. So this is about the flash ROM. And this is a picture of flash ROM. Uses that you can use in USB drive, you can use for the BIOS, you can use for cameras, modems, and so on. So in next video, we will see about RAM. Now we will stop here, and thank you.